were you as... Well, I suppose I wasn't shocked by this, but after all the toing and froing that we've experienced with Meghan over the past week, the shocking ordeal of her father, a blood clot, emergency surgery in the Philippines, had to have his leg amputated. Meghan, I'm sorry to be cynical, but I think she's only approached this in terms of a publicity problem that she has to navigate her way through. So it kicks off with, oh, I've sent, or her people said, she sent him an email, didn't get bounced back, so we assume he got it. Hey, that didn't sound good enough. So people say that's not good enough. So then we hear this sort of weird story that she's been phoning around, Meghan's been phoning around Philippines hospitals trying to find her dad. Hi, it's Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Have you got an American guy in there who's had his leg off? It's my dad. You know, I mean, does that ring true to you? It doesn't ring true to me.
I mean, well, first of all, like, I loved that it was hospitals plural when the name of the hospital is on the literal gown he's wearing on the front of the Daily Mail. Like, yeah. Does it really take you 3 or 4 phone calls when the name of the hospital is splashed across his chest?
Yeah, exactly right. And then finally, you know, because people are more and more saying, what is going on? It's your dad. Go and see him. Ring him up. She could easily get the number, but for some reason she still hasn't called him. So we learn now, oh yeah, well, she's located him. Phew, she's found him. And what's she done? Sent him a letter. I mean,
be a homing pigeon.
People are saying... yeah, exactly. People are saying, Kinsey, go and see your dad. He might not make it. Or for God's sake, speak to him. Pick up the phone. Does she really... I mean, given my cynical view, and I think you probably agree with me, she just sees this as an awkward publicity problem. Well, given that she's trying to emerge from this as a loving daughter who, when push came to shove, did the right thing, sending a letter isn't going to cut it, is it?
No, I mean, we had this discussion earlier that we didn't believe that she was really making all of the effort that her team was giving us a play-by-play about. And we talk a lot between my podcast and your show about Harry and Meghan briefing people. And there's a new piece in the Times that is very critical about Thomas Markle. And I was speaking to another royal, well, actually a very respected royal author who suggested, was this a briefing from Meghan Markle, or Meghan's team, that it just goes into every like itty bitty thing that Thomas Markle has said or done in the past that might frame him in a negative way. And Christmas is about being with your family. Christmas is about love, forgiveness, cherishing the people you're with, cherishing the short amount of time we're here on this earth. That's not, and Meghan's pushing Christmas right now, by the way. Like, it's not, I'm not just throwing it out there because there's a Christmas tree behind you and I'm wearing reindeer. I'm throwing it out there because she's trying to monetize it right now between a Netflix Christmas special and all of her Christmas goodies that she's got on asever.com. You know, trying to paint her father in a negative light right now while the man is literally missing a limb. It's not a good look, Kev. It's just not a good look. And that these pieces that we're seeing about Thomas Markle, which are critical, they look like they've got Team Sussex's fingerprints all over them because they want to change the narrative. They want to say Meghan is justified in her behavior. We should feel sorry for Meghan. This is a bad guy. No, he's not. He's desperate. He's desperate. And, you know, I think he just is looking for a way to get a hold of his daughter. And Kevin, the man has not changed his phone number since the last time Meghan Markle called him. And it's my understanding that he hasn't, in hopes that inevitably she will try to reconnect with him, because he should have changed his number 7 years ago, 6 years ago, 5 years ago. As all of this chaos continues, he should have changed his number. And it's my understanding that he hasn't, because he's always been hopeful that Meghan would try to reconnect with him one day.
Well, he was in the papers. We'll talk about this in a second. He was in the Mail on Sunday here in Britain on Sunday, having given an exclusive interview to that paper from his hospital bed, saying, please call me Meghan. Basically, his story, or his plea was, please talk to me one more time before I die. As a result, this is Caroline Graham is the reporter, the journalist. She's the Mail on Sunday's correspondent in Los Angeles, old friend of mine. I worked with her both here and in California when I was there. And she's forged over the years a very close relationship with Thomas Markle, to the extent they have become friends, personal friends. She's written a lot of stories about him. He apparently rang Caroline and said, come and see me. So Caroline got on a plane and went to the Philippines to see her. Now, this is extraordinary. I mean, I don't usually, you know, in the journalism game, you don't usually talk about other newspapers. We don't like to give credit to our rivals, but I think we have to talk about what happened here. Caroline, credit to her, got on a plane, went to see Thomas Markle, who gave her this remarkable interview, her saying, first of all, well, he basically said, I've read all the stories that she's been trying to find me, that she's going to call me. I haven't heard a damn thing. I haven't received an email. I haven't received a call. Anyway, as a result of all this, this is what a spokesperson, an official spokesperson, for Meghan said that the Daily Mail group, Mail on Sunday, has breached clear ethical boundaries. This is the quote. Given that a Daily Mail reporter, it's actually Mail on Sunday to be accurate, given that a Daily Mail reporter has remained at her father's bedside throughout, broadcasting each interaction and breaching clear ethical boundaries, it has been exceedingly difficult for the Duchess to contact her father privately, despite her efforts over the past several days. With the support of reliable and trusted contacts, her correspondence is now safely in his hands. In other words, that's her letter. What is the clear ethical boundary that has been broken by a journalist, someone who's become a personal friend, being invited to the Philippines to conduct a bedside interview, voluntarily given by Thomas Markle? Where is the ethical boundary there? That is utterly ethical, isn't it? What is she talking about?
Well, I mean, the reality is the Mail on Sunday is making Meghan look horrible, that she's not jumping on a plane and heading over there to check on her father. This is classic Harry and Meghan, where they try to divert attention from them by pointing out something that they believe will distract from the fact that they're, I mean, look, Kevin, I don't know about you, but the next time I see Harry and Meghan standing next to wounded veterans that have lost limbs at the Invictus Games, smiling and cheesing it up, I'm going to sit back and go, that's not real empathy. That's not real compassion. They're just doing it for the cameras. Because if you had real empathy and compassion for somebody that had lost a limb, you'd be on a plane to the Philippines to love on your father. And to confirm that your father's doing okay. And we've had this conversation before, but I think it's important to remind everyone that he's not out of the clear yet. I mean, it's not like Thomas Markle's packing up and going home and learning how to function in this new world. They're still concerned for his health and safety. And what's his life going to be like now? Meghan should be concerned about all of these things, but what she's trying to shut down this story by saying the handwritten letter is now in his possession and we can move on with our lives. Now let's talk about Australia's new social media policy. Now let's talk about my new Girl Scout movie that's going to be at Sundance.
I've got this.
Like she's trying to, she wants to shut down the conversation about her father. Simultaneously, she's leaking negative stories about her father because she wants people to stop thinking that he's the only victim here.
Yeah. And let me tell you, Kinsey, you know, as a journalist, we're both journalists, as a journalist, you know, I take very badly to this. You cannot, Meghan, this is a message to Meghan Markle, the Duchess of... It's so funny, you call me Markle. It's Sussex now, it's Sussex. This is a message to the Duchess of Sussex. Do not lightly bandy around allegations of unethical behaviour on the part of journalists when it's just not true. DMG Media, which owns the Mail on Sunday, they have said When Thomas Markle was taken ill in the Philippines, he contacted Caroline Graham and asked her to travel from Los Angeles to be with him. As well as being a journalist, Caroline has been friends with Mr. Markle since 2018. She has been with Mr. Markle in hospital every day, providing him with care and support. As soon as Mr. Markle gave consent for his contact details, the name of his hospital and his room number to be provided to his daughter's spokesman, Caroline shared them. So Caroline gave Meghan's people the details that they wanted. Then the DMG group goes on to say it is entirely untrue that each interaction has been broadcast, and the suggestion that Caroline has breached ethical boundaries is demonstrably false and vehemently denied. She can't go around saying things like that. I'll tell you something, her spokespeople, her publicity department, this is highly amateurish. You cannot accuse a journalist of being unethical when she has been invited by the interviewee to his bedside and he voluntarily gives her an interview. And it looks to me, and I know Caroline, she's been helping him as a friend as well. I think you're right, Kinsey. I think Meghan is seething that Caroline Graham, the journalist and friend, is doing what she should damn well be doing, flying to the Philippines to be with her dad in his hour of need. Don't you think?
No, not just that, but Caroline is likely also, not directly, but in general, helping foot his medical bills. I mean, realistically, if there was any sort of exchange, which sometimes happens in journalism, for the rights to an image or a video of someone, you might get paid for a story. I think that she's like, if that's happened and there's been any sort of monetary exchange between the Daily Mail and Thomas Markle, we know that it's because his insurance is refusing to help pay for this surgery, this emergency surgery. This has got to be such an expensive time, for him. And this is right after a move to the Philippines. That's going to cost an unbelievable amount of money. Now, the Philippines in general is much more affordable, but the move internationally is an expensive one, taking all of your belongings. He's also got his son there as well that's helping him out. So I imagine that she's not just there emotionally for support, but if there's been any sort of monetary exchange, thank God for that, because he doesn't have the money to pay without his insurance for this emergency surgery. And there might be more.
Yeah, I mean, we do know that he's not exactly swimming in money, Thomas Markle, nor is his son, who's living with him in the Philippines, Thomas Markle Jr. So if they got paid for this interview, if Thomas Markle received money for this interview, good luck to him. That is neither unethical nor illegal. It's a perfectly viable transaction that is not unethical. I can't stress enough how amateurish I think it is that she accuses a journalist of unethical or breaching ethical boundaries when Caroline Graham clearly did not. That is extraordinary that she's done that.
Well, it's kind of adorable when there are reports, allegedly, that while Harry and Meghan were doing the walkabout throughout Windsor, that they were mic'd up for Netflix. That is adorable when, the second Harry leaves his father after King Charles's cancer diagnosis, he's talking about it on Good Morning America. Like Harry and Meghan are in no position to talk about, putting anything out there, how it's unethical, because it's also a slam on Thomas. Meghan just hates that Thomas continues to talk. Thomas continues to talk because he's desperate. And who won't shut the hell up? Harry. Doesn't get his way with security. 6 seconds later, he's sitting down with the BBC for a 30-minute long interview where he's tearing his family apart. Thomas is not guilty of anything that Harry hasn't done before. And Harry and Meghan have tried to recruit journalists to do similar things and tried to take advantage of issues that involve their family for financial gain. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I agree with you. And let's get to the essence of the story. It's great, because Caroline Graham supplied the details that Meghan needed, the address of her dad, and now the letter is safely in his hands. That's it? A letter a letter. Let's just, for those that aren't totally familiar with the story, Meghan Markle has not spoken to her father since just before her fairy tale marriage to old Ginger Nuts Harry back in 2018, because Thomas Markle, then living in Mexico, was persuaded, somewhat unwisely, to pose for pictures by a paparazzi photographer pretending to be fitted up for a wedding suit. It wasn't Thomas Markle's smartest move, but then again, why is he supposed to be an expert on how you deal with the media? Because of that, she hasn't spoken to him since.
Well, she has since clarified through some of her contacts that it's beyond the paparazzi photos. What she really wants us to know that she's angry about, and when she claims she severed all ties with her father, was when he gave the Daily Mail the letter she wrote him, that through Jason Knopf's emails, we know that were exposed in court, we know Meghan tried to manipulate. Remember, she said, I'm going to use the word daddy. That might pull at the heartstrings more. Meghan anticipated that that letter might see the light of day and wrote it in such a way. Now, she won that court case. I'll give her that. She won that court case. But she claims that that is truly when she severed ties with her father. Meanwhile, giving her friends permission to talk to People magazine about the exact same ordeal.
But he released that letter. You're right, it got the paper into trouble, it got him into trouble. But he did that almost in frustration because she wouldn't talk to him. And she still won't talk to him. Now, in terms of the current situation, as I say, I'm sure you agree with me. Maybe I'm being too cynical, but I think she's only ever seen this as a difficult publicity situation to be navigated. She's not really responding to it properly emotionally, as a daughter worried about her dad. If she was really worried about her dad, she would at least pick up the damn phone, or better still, do what Caroline Graham did and get on a plane and go and see your old man. He's teetering on the edge. But she sent him a letter. So she's treated this as a publicity situation that she has to deal with. Well, let me, if she's watching, I'm sure she is, let me inform you, your ladyship, the Duchess of Sussex, that you have handled this in terms of publicity catastrophically. This is an absolute disaster because she loves her image. We're watching her at the moment. We've watched her already on her holiday special on Netflix. You can go in and watch that now, when she has such an important time for family, Christmas, festive, family. There's your family in the Philippines. That's your dad. He's had his leg amputated. A few days ago, we didn't even know if he was going to survive. He's on the edge as we speak. And the fact you haven't gone to see him or even called him means, Meghan, you have not navigated this difficult publicity situation with any skill whatsoever. It's a catastrophe, isn't it, Kinsey?
It's absolutely a nightmare, and it's a PR nightmare. If I were her crisis PR team, I would be asking for a raise right now because it just keeps getting messier and messier. And I believe that this is why Prince William pulled his brother aside and said, are you sure? Should we take some more time to know this person? Should we take some more time to... Meghan's history, her background is ever evolving. She tells Instagram that her dad used to take her to the expensive deli in Bel Air and Beverly Hills after ballet lessons, but then changes her tune and says, I used to have to eat at the $4.99 salad bar at Sizzler. Her family they're the only people that can tell us the truth about her and her upbringing. And that's why she continues to discredit them. And I think that Prince William recognized that there was something off and didn't really trust her. And Prince Harry should have listened to his brother's advice, because time and time again, we see how utterly messy Meghan Markle is, and she is an embarrassment to the British royal family. Despite them stepping back, she insists on using the titles, which glues her to them. And I think that they are glad that she is as far away as she is, but I think that they need to have their titles removed.
Well, wait until William ascends to the throne, and I think the Sussexes will become Mr. and Mrs. Sussex. No doubt about that. Well, actually, Kinsey, it's time now to move on to the really, really big story. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex are executive producing a documentary for the Sundance Film Festival about Girl Scouts selling their cookies. Don't all get in the rush, crushed in the rush to see this. Their media production company, Archwell Productions, has partnered with Beautiful Stories and AJN Films on the film is called Cookie Queens. It's a document
because Meghan Markle can't hijack enough titles. She now wants to be a queen as well.
Yeah, the Cookie Queen, yeah. The documentary follows 4 tenacious girls who strive to be a top-selling cookie queen, navigating an $800 million business in which childhood and ambition collide. Meghan said of this project, as a former Girl Scout myself, with my mum as my troop leader, I have a personal affinity for this film and am proud that all our conversations and collaboration have led to Archwell Productions partnering with this award-winning team to executive produce this incredibly captivating documentary. When we first
do you think that Doria and Meghan, do you think Doria helped Meghan get her blunt badge when she was a scout, a Girl Scout leader?
I wonder if her dad helped her. Yeah, let's finish this statement. When we first viewed the early footage of this documentary, it was immediately something we wanted to be involved in. Yeah, right. The creative point of view, the edgy yet humanising tone and tenor of the directing, and the glimpse behind the scenes into such a nostalgic and also modern tradition of Girl Scout cookie season are absolutely irresistible. That's what she's spending her time doing.
No, she spent no time. She spent no time. Let me tell you, you just said it right there. When we saw the existing footage, like the charities, it's the end of the year, Kevin, so get excited because Archwell Charity will, within the next few weeks, release their report where they take credit for other people's work. Like their charities, Harry and Meghan have swooped into an existing product, thrown some money at it, and slapped their names on it. Harry and Meghan really didn't do anything when it comes to this project. Like with the charity work they do, they just see something that's already in motion, they throw a couple bucks at it, and then at the end of the year, when it's time for their yearly review, they take credit for other people's work. And that's all that this little Girl Scout documentary is, them taking credit for someone else's blood, sweat, and tears. And if you're fine allowing Harry and Meghan, two very toxic individuals, to taint your project, if you're that hard up for money, I'm sorry for you and good luck with your project.
Let's quickly, just want to ask you one last question, Kinsey. Quickly recap what poor old Thomas Markle, he's 81 years old. Since his daughter stopped talking to him, sent him to Siberia more than 7 years ago, he's had a heart attack, 2 strokes. He went through an earthquake only recently in Philippines. He survived that. And now he's had an emergency blood clot surgery and he's had his leg amputated. He's been through all of that. He now languishes on a Philippine hospital bed. And it's still touch and go. He's been in a fight for his life. Do you think, given where her father is right now, what he's going through right now, that releasing a press release about a happy, snappy film about Girl Scout cookie queens, think that's a particularly good strategic thing to do for a woman who's so interested in her shiny halo image?
She wants to kill the story about her dad. She doesn't want us talking about it. Yeah, she doesn't want us to talk about it anymore. And I'll scream this from the mountaintops: elder abuse, elder abuse, elder abuse. Queen Elizabeth, Prince Philip, Thomas Markle. These people have no respect for their elders. In fact, they make the last few years of their lives more difficult. These are not good people, in my personal opinion.
She could, if she did fly over to the Philippines, she could take Harry, and then Thomas Markle could meet his son-in-law for the first time. Maybe even take the kids, and he could meet his grandchildren for the first time.
Lily looks just like him. Lily is a Thomas Markle clone.
You've seen the face?
I have seen the face.
Oh, wow. You've got to tell me all about that very soon, because very few people have seen Lily's face, to the extent many of us don't think that Archie and Lily actually